It's 6 p.m. Eastern. It's time for the wrap. Here once again, and welcome to the show. I'm Joe Concha, joined by co-host of Steele and Unger on Sirius XM Radio. Rick Unger is here. Philly powerhouse attorney Heather Hansen joins us, looking quite springy as well.
Feeling springy.
Yes, and making his second appearance to the show, Forbes.com contributor Bill Tucker joins us. Thank you, Bill. Let's get right to the Daily Download. And President Obama upset more than a few folks when news broke of his intent to negotiate a deal with Iran that would ease sanctions and allow nuclear weapons after a certain period of time. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the most vocal critic of the deal.
This deal has two major concessions. One, leaving Iran with a vast nuclear program. And two, lifting the restrictions on that program in about a decade. That's why this deal is so bad. It doesn't block Iran's path to the bomb. It paves Iran's path to the bomb. So why would anyone make this deal? Because they hope that Iran will change for the better in the coming years? Or they believe that the alternative to this deal is worse? Well, I disagree. I don't believe that Iran's radical regime will change for the better after this deal. This regime has been in power for 36 years, and its voracious appetite for aggression grows with each passing year. This deal would only whet Iran's appetite for more.
We know what Bibi thinks, but how about America? According to a new Wall Street Journal poll, and that's also in conjunction with NBC, 71% of Americans are skeptical, that a potential U.S.-Iran deal would actually stop Iran from producing nuclear weapons. Today, a group of 47 senators sent an open letter to Iran's leaders, which said in part, and we quote, "It has come to our attention while observing your nuclear negotiations with our government that you may not fully understand our constitutional system. Anything not approved by Congress is a mere executive agreement. The next president could revoke such an executive agreement with the stroke of a pen, and future Congresses could modify the terms of the agreement at any time." Rick, Senator Tom Cotton and others fired a shot across the bow today. Your thoughts?
This doesn't even come close to constituting a shot across the bow. This is outrageous. I have to tell you, I don't even want to go into the fact that they were Republicans, because this is not a red-blue issue. 47 members of the United States Senate sought to advise and consult with the enemy, telling them how to trash negotiations our president is having there. It has never been done before, and I mean never been done before, that the United States Congress has tried to intercede in such a way by advising the enemy on how to negotiate with our president. It was stunning. It is something that this country is going to reject, even if they hate the deal the president is. And by the way, I may very well end up hating the deal. And the odd part about it is, what they're angry about is that the president is not treating this as a treaty, therefore subjecting it to the Senate for approval. I agree with them. It should be treated as a treaty. The Senate should advise and consent on this, but you do not ever send a letter to your enemy instructing them on our Constitution like they're stupid and telling them how to get around our president.
Heather,
shameful.
You're nodding furiously in
agreement.
agreement
With them.
Well, what I have to, when you say this never ever happens, in 2007, Nancy Pelosi went and met
That
with
is
with
not the
Assad.
same as sending a letter
A letter's
to your
more
enemy.
open. At least we know what they're saying.
No.
We have no
Were
idea what it
Were we
was that she
negotiating when
said.
she went? No, we were not negotiating.
She took it upon herself to negotiate by herself.
And she informed the State
I think
Department.
that here,
Wrong.
when you've got situations like with Bergdahl, where the president made a deal, he was supposed to inform Congress gave them 30 days notice, Bo Bergdahl, with the release of the Taliban fights. He doesn't bring in the Congress to allow them to do what they have to do. They have no choice.
Two wrongs make a right.
But to go, at some point, you have to find a way to control this president.
Do you know that this president will be gone in 2 years? and that the precedent that these people set today will destroy something that has existed since the day this nation was founded?
I need to interrupt for 1 second because joining us on the phone right now, we have former CIA analyst and Chief of Staff for Ambassador John Bolton. He's currently a senior fellow at the Center for Security Policy. Fred Fleitz joins us. Fred, the Republicans just attempted to sink the president and his Iran deal. Will they be successful?
Well, it's good to be here. This was an extraordinary letter, but it was an extraordinary letter for an extraordinary time. President Obama is negotiating a deal with Iran that could lead to war. It could cause a war in the Middle East because Israel may attack Iran. Regional states may acquire nuclear weapons. This was an appropriate action given an incredibly incompetent set of negotiations by this administration. Something had to be done, and I congratulate the Republicans in the Senate for stepping up and exerting adult leadership over one of the worst foreign policies in American history.
So, Fred, what I just heard you say, it's Rick Unger, is that whenever the President of the United States, no matter who it may be, is contemplating going to war, it is perfectly okay for the Senate to consult with the enemy if you think it's a bad idea. I suppose the Senate should have sent a letter to Saddam Hussein when we were contemplating going to war there. You'd have been okay with that, right?
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's
Fred.
what you just said, Fred.
Let's point out
everybody heard you say it.
There were talks on there was negotiations on Russia's nuclear program, and Joe Biden demanded a vote by the U.S. Senate.
And let's talk about what he didn't do. You're absolutely right, and that's why I agree with what these senators want. They should get to see this treaty. But what Joe Biden didn't do was, after that conversation that he didn't get what he wanted, he didn't send a letter to the Russians saying, here's how to defeat it.
This administration, listen to him. This administration has stiffed Congress at every opportunity.
So let's go to our enemy and see if they'll overcome us, right? Let's deal with the enemy on this.
No, that's ridiculous.
Well, that's what we did.
Who's dealing with the enemy? Barack Obama is dealing with the enemy by striking a deal that is conceding the nuclear bomb to Iran. That has to be stopped, Rick.
You don't know that, number one. And number two, while I might agree with the policy, Barack Obama will be gone in 2 years. What these people did today is violate a policy that's existed in this country since the founders started it, and it can never be undone. Fred, I get that you're against the policy. I might even support you in that. As an American, you should be absolutely ashamed that these people did this.
Fred, last word.
I'm ashamed that our government is negotiating a deal that could cause a war in the Middle East. And it would be irresponsible for the Republicans to just sit around.
Yeah, they should come to the people and make their case, not to the Iranian government.
Well, there's no other avenue for them to go. If this is not subject to a vote, they have no other way to go.
Fred, thanks for joining us. We're going to give you the last word on that one. Not the last time we're talking about this, I am sure. Coming up next, Democrats are becoming worried big time about Hillary's emails. Former Clinton special counsel Lanny Davis is here next. This is the Daily Wrap, and it's only on Newsmax TV.